First of all, I want to be the first to congratulate my friend and colleague, the gentleman from California, Mr. Garcia, on becoming our new ranking member on the full committee, on this committee, Oversight and Government Reform. I am sure he will enjoy not only my own support, but the full support of all of our members, and we will all work to help him in his new role. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. DeVito, in the past, veterans' benefits in this country have been separate and apart from everything else we do. They are different because veterans' benefits, for the time that I've been in Congress over the last 25 years, they're regarded as special because they are earned by courageous service to our nation previously rendered by a very narrow segment of our society. And we as a nation, both Democrat and Republican, through every president so far, made a promise that if a young man or woman puts on that uniform for our country, serves our nation, and they come home from war with the scars of that war, either invisible or visible, we made a promise that we will take care of them and their families. And that has happened for we've been proud that every administration has honored that promise until now. In January 20th, Trump laid off 6,000 employees at the VA. He even laid off the workers at the suicide helpline in the middle of a suicide crisis among our returning veterans. It's an epidemic. And after that, DOGE and Donald Trump have laid off 2,700 of those people that they laid off were veterans themselves. So now we're looking at a 250,000 case backlog at the VA. So veterans are waiting longer and longer to get their care. We still have World War II veterans, Korean War veterans, Vietnam veterans who are older, and the delay in care to those veterans is a denial of those benefits they are owed. I have a UC, Madam Chair, request, unanimous consent request from ProPublica magazine, which the headline is "Internal VA Emails Reveal How Trump Cuts Have Jeopardized Veterans' Care, Including that of Life-Saving Cancer Trials."
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. The email itself, these are VA internal emails, and it notes that this is between folks at the VA talking about the cuts. The email says that more than 1,000 veterans will lose access to treatment for diseases ranging from metastatic head and neck cancer to kidney disease to traumatic brain injuries. And it goes on further, and this is a quote from the internal emails, that the enrollment in those clinical trials is stopping, meaning that these veterans lose access to those therapies. Ms. DeVito, can you talk about that, the delivery of services to our veterans?
Thank you for the question. Unfortunately, what we're seeing across the country is that veterans' health care is being held up and interrupted because of the DOGE cuts. I think most of the panel agreed that that should never be the case when dealing with our servicemen and women. They deserve, at the very least, quality and timely health care through the VA. But DOGE has announced the goal of firing over 80,000 VA staffers. They've already lost 200 doctors, 1,700 nurses, and almost 900 advanced medical support assistants, in addition to some of the cuts to grants that funded various programs, including the suicide prevention hotlines. Veterans are facing much longer backlogs and disrupted service, and in many instances, it can be life and death.
How important is it, so we've got this hotline, and these veterans, in many cases, are isolated. They're isolated from their families, their communities. How important is that suicide hotline?
Oh, it's of critical importance. Veterans are a population that are at heightened risk for suicide. So making sure that they have all kinds of resources at their disposal is of the utmost importance.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I yield back.
The gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize Mr. Jack from Georgia for 5 minutes.